Yes, Biztalk Nightcap with just me and Ben tonight. Hello, Ben.
Hey, Tyler.
We did no prep for this whatsoever and just found out that Jason isn't going to be able to join us. He's dealing with some issues at the homestead, so we wish him well. And this is going to be really interesting to see how we can handle things solo.
Our chemistry, I just don't know.
I was
I
thinking
don't know if we've got it.
we're going to bring a little clubhouse to the room today and invite our audience to come up with us and shoot the breeze about various topics. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I'm game.
Get some
Let's
thoughts.
do it.
I have a big announcement too. I don't know if you saw the Twitter. Big announcement coming tonight. You don't even know. You have no idea what's coming.
Okay.
But there is we have a major announcement.
It's not your big announcement from Monday, or was it Monday?
That I got an Aura ring and told people I got married.
Exactly.
This Aura ring is pretty interesting.
I would love to hear. We should sometime do an episode on the business of what's the word for it? Quantified self.
Well, we can talk a little bit about it today. It's not like we have anything else planned.
That's a good point.
Let me pull something up here. Share my screen. So this is the Aura ring.
I am fascinated by this. By the way, I've looked into it. I have a Fitbit. It's old. This seems like the next generation. So tell me about it.
Maybe if Relax Me joins the chat room, she is the one that told me about the Aura ring. But first of all, it's primarily like a sleep tracker. It does a few different things, but sleep is, I think, the big selling point based on the reviews. And the idea is that this Apple Watch is very uncomfortable to wear during the bedtime. And it's its battery life lasts about a day. Like, you have to charge it each day, pretty much.
You only get a day out of yours?
I mean, you get a little more than a day. You probably get a day and a half, but it works best for my schedule if I charge it each night.
Oh yeah, for sure. I wonder if it's because I don't use my Apple Watch for activity at all. In fact, I think I've turned off activity, and I don't know. Maybe I've turned something off that you have on, but I can pretty reliably get 2 full days. I can get 48 hours out of a charge.
Interesting.
But I have basically pared it down to I just want notifications when I get a text or when my someone's at my on my porch. So
okay, well, anywho, the idea the Apple Watch does sleep tracking. It doesn't do it great, and the watch is uncomfortable to wear. So you have this Aura ring, and it has a few different sensors on it. It keeps the battery life for about a week, which is really nice. And
that's great.
It doesn't track your sleep and your fitness, and it does like body temperature. It doesn't do it in a traditional way, from what I understand.
Okay.
It does it more by like establishing a baseline and then telling you where you've deviated from your baseline over time. And there's some really interesting use cases coming out of it, such as people who have got the COVID vaccine are able to see the impact that it has on things like their heart rate variability, their heart rate thing, and their respiration rate, their breathing rate. That's been able to be detected, and they're doing some studies with the Aura ring with this. I think Zach Wilson, your favorite football player, has an Aura ring, so that should be a good endorsement for you.
Very good, very nice. I will tell you, as a longtime Fitbit user, I care about the sleep tracking way more than the steps. Sleep is the thing that I feel like I mean, most of us have a pretty good sense of whether we've had an active day or not. Like whether you get to 9,500 steps or 12,000 steps, like whatever, where it's not a big deal. But sleep, I feel like I don't. I often don't have a great sense of how I'm sleeping. For example, last night I thought I was awake for 2 hours, I could not get For All Mankind out of my head. Um, and thought I was awake from like 3 to 5, but it turns out I was pretty well asleep during that period. And having the data in that case actually made me feel like I think I was less tired today, knowing, oh yeah, you actually did all right on sleep. Whereas if I had just been left to my own devices, I might have been more tired, just sort of psychologically, because I, uh, thought I was awake for 2 hours in the middle of the night. So anyway, show me this. So this is
This
the
is a representation of this. This is one visualization of the sleep data. Very
I like
traditional.
the stages. That's really nice.
Yeah, it shows you when you were awake, when you were in REM sleep, when you were light sleeping, when you were deep sleeping. Um, the Let me see if I can find this here. So what it does really is it gives you some scores, and I might just see if I can zoom in on this here. So it gives you like a sleep score,
Mhm.
an activity score, and a readiness score. And the readiness score is kind of its be all end all catch all metric, telling you how ready you are for the day based on
Yeah.
how your sleep was, how your fitness is, all that kind of stuff. And over time, should get smarter because it's going based off of your baseline and are you doing better than you traditionally do, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, the only, I guess, like kind of in line with what I was just saying, like if I got a low readiness score, I think I'd probably kind of check out for that day.
Oh, really?
I mean, I don't
You get
know.
discouraged by the data?
Um, yeah, I mean that's I guess what I'm getting at is that like I tend to trust the data maybe too much, or I put too much stock in the data. If I could get a night of 8 hours of sleep and have it be really restless sleep and not be very high quality. Um, and if it said 8 hours, if the Fitbit says 8 hours, I'm like I'm good to go. And if I could get 6 hours of or 5 hours of really high quality sleep, um, and if Fitbit says 5 hours, I'm like I'm out for today. I'm done. So anyway, but it looks like there's a ton you can do with this data, which is fun.
Yeah, it's I'm excited to see how it plays out over time. And my only challenge with the thing is, I don't know if you'll be able to see this. I have fat fingers, and I got the biggest one they have.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I went to work out this evening, and I forgot to put the ring back on because it was charging.
Oh yeah.
And I came back and I tried to put it on, and it like wouldn't go on. It never goes on easy, but it like really, I had to force it on,
Yeah.
and now it's like cutting off the circulation to my finger. So I may die, or lose a finger. But
I
I,
can't believe that you. I mean, professional athletes are using this thing. There's no way that you have the biggest hands that that this company has ever seen. Like,
they said size 13 is their largest ring, and they say basically if you need something greater than 13, you're out of luck. And
huh?
they recommend you wear it on one of these three fingers,
Yeah.
but you can wear it on the thumb or the pinky. And
Who's
it was interesting to me that my ring finger on my left hand was smaller than the one on the right hand.
huh?
And
So
so,
that's why you're pretending to be a married man.
yes, and I needed to, I needed to have something to stave off all of the women coming after
Yes,
me.
of
So,
course, of course.
hello, Alan, in the chat. We appreciate the company, and we do this for the company. Glad to have you with us. And no Jason tonight, as we mentioned. Uh, Want to make this announcement before we get too far in.
I'm on the edge of my seat, honestly.
You're
I
on
really
pins and
am.
needles.
Okay.
So I've got to change this format here. Let me see. How do I do this? I have prepared a presentation for this.
Oh man.
We are doing a giveaway for our followers. This is a
You've got like a 50% chance of winning whatever this is.
no. This is we're gonna growth hack this.
Oh, all right. we're hacking the growth.
Yeah. So we're doing a giveaway for our followers. And this is really for the benefit of those watching the recording later on. This is got some ground rules. I don't know how to use PowerPoint, and I would like to share the rules.
Yeah, you don't. You can. You definitely know how to use PowerPoint.
For every 50 followers we get on Twitch, we're going to give away a year subscription to one Adobe Creative Cloud solution: Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, your pick. When we hit 500 followers, we will give away a year subscription to the full Adobe Creative Cloud. That's a $960 value to you, Gen Pop, who don't work at Adobe. And to do this, all you have to do is follow at twitch.tv/Biztalk Nightcap. Subscribe, and you're in. And if you're an early adopter, like Alan in the chat right now, you'll be eligible for the 50 followers and the 100 and the 150 and the 200. You will be in 10 drawings before we get to the full Adobe Creative Cloud drawing. You can win Photoshop 10 times.
Yeah, that's one way to piece together the Creative Cloud. One product at a time.
That's basically one way to do it. Absolutely. So twitch.tv/BizTalk Nightcap is the place to go to be eligible. Click that follow button. We won't ever ask you for money, but we will ask you for the follow. And yeah, we'd love to have you join us and be part of what we're trying to build here. That was the big announcement.
I think it's awesome. I really didn't see that coming, but yeah, let's give away some software.
Are you prepared to make our other announcement about an upcoming sponsorship?
Yeah, I definitely can. Biztalk Nightcap will be sponsoring the Utah Social Open, which is a golf tournament being held in Midway, Utah. Is that where Soldier Hollow is? I really should know this.
I believe so, yes.
That's where, yeah. So in Midway, beautiful Midway, Utah, kind of a resort town, not on par with Park City, but a great place anyway, gorgeous area. And so we'll be up at Soldier Hollow, or at least I will be up at Soldier Hollow, sitting on one of the holes. They haven't told me where I'll be, but there'll be a nice big sign that says Biztalk Nightcap, and I will be hanging out and just meeting people. And so if you happen to be located in Utah and you are a golfer and you would like to join the tournament just for fun, it's not a serious thing, but I believe it's Utah_Open. Let me check that real quick on Twitter. Yes, Utah_Open.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And I believe they still have spots available.
Oh, really?
I think they've had a few people had.
No, Utah Twitter Open registration is closed until the fall of 2021.
Okay.
According to their website.
Yeah, I maybe. I mean, I've seen a couple people have dropped out, including University of Utah head football coach Kyle Whittingham. But come and hang out. I mean, I'm just going to be sitting there. I don't know, in a lawn chair. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. But yeah, hope to see some of you at the Utah Social Open. Proud sponsor. Our first time being a sponsor, I think, of anything. So yeah.
Hopefully you'll be able to get some of those people. Sorry, what was that?
I don't think I gave the date. So it's May 14th, Friday. It's a week from this Friday that we will be up there. So
Friday, May 14th, from 8 to 9, check in, light breakfast, and grab assing. 9 to 9:45, warm up and range session. Then an honorary tee off. I bet that was that honorary tee off like slated for Kyle Whittingham, and then
you'd have to think, right?
Then he big timed them.
Something like that. Yeah, yeah.
And I'm told you have Kyle Whittingham Twitter account. What's the story there?
When I was young and stupid, people were squatting on celebrity Twitter accounts, and all the good ones were taken. I think Bill Murray, like someone grabbed Bill Murray, and Bill Murray doesn't have a Twitter account. And so I went for like a D-list celebrity, a local celebrity, Kyle Whittingham. I just registered the account and um, kind of wish I hadn't, but I'm holding on to it in the hopes of meeting him one day and making and I don't want anything. I'm not, I'm not going to like hold out for, tickets or I don't know what he would give me, but I just want to personally, shepherd it to him. I don't tweet from it. I think I did once or twice just to be a punk, but yeah, I'm sitting on the at Kyle Whittingham Twitter account, and he is relegated to at Utah's Coach Witt. So that's that story. I
Looks
was really
like you.
hoping he was going to roll up to the 12th tee or whatever on Friday, and I'd be like, "Hey, Coach, I know, of course. I mean, of course, I wouldn't cop to it because that would just be weird. But I'd say, hey, I know the guy that has the Kyle Whittingham Twitter account. I can get it for you if you want it." And now that's not going to happen.
How much would I have to pay you to tweet from this account something along the lines of, I've decided to retire and spend more time with my macrame practice?
I'm retiring to tend to my Pokemon. um, not. I don't know. I have conflicting feelings about this. This dare. The account, as you would imagine, has picked up a fair number of followers.
It has 5. We're looking at it right now on the broadcast. It has
are we? Okay.
Yeah. 506 followers.
506 followers without me really doing anything. The occasion. What did I? Oh, that wasn't me. Okay, I was quoting.
No, you were retweeting Boney Fuller on that one.
Yeah, that looks about right. Anyway,
I'm just reading your old tweets.
Not very. Wasn't my best work. The thing is, like, I don't follow the Utah program enough to have really witty parody here. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know what my price would be. I don't, with that many followers, like coming out of nowhere like that. I don't know. That just seems like a recipe for. Yes, retire like Urban Meyer. Exactly. Yeah, retire for a couple of years, claiming health issues, and then take over an NFL team. But anyway, that's the deal with the Utah Social Open, and I figured it would just be, Biztalk Nightcap might as well represent. Should be I assume it'll be a beautiful day up in Midway, and I can think of worse things to do on a Friday afternoon or Friday morning than hang out on a golf course.
At Joe was taken on Twitter asks if we can get a charity GoFundMe going for you to wear a sandwich board at the Utah Open.
I don't think you need a GoFundMe. I mean, if someone, the only thing I won't do is make the sandwich board. But if you supply the sandwich board, I will absolutely rock that thing, at least for part of the time. I mean, it's going to be hot, I'm sure, and I won't do it all day. But yeah, I'll spend an hour in that thing, get it done.
Joe, if you put it together, then Ben will wear it. You've heard it here first. So, in business news this week, do we want to broach the topic du jour? Absolutely. Without naming names?
Yeah.
In concept.
Yes. No, we're going to have to be careful not to name names. Sorry, it took me a second to realize what the topic du jour was, but yeah, let's do it.
I will not name the company's name, but we have confirmed with multiple sources this week that a company local to Utah has one of the benefits that companies offer, especially in the tech world, is something called an employee stock purchase plan. And this is a good benefit for companies that are publicly traded. Basically, what they do is they allow employees to set aside a portion of their paycheck, contribute an amount each month, or each paycheck, similar to what you would do with a 401k. And at some given period, perhaps quarterly, perhaps biannually, perhaps annually, that money that you set aside goes to buy shares of the company's stock at a discounted rate. Typically, it's a rate that you lock in at some point in time. For Adobe, you can lock in a rate for 2 years. So if you locked in, 2 years ago, you maybe have been locked in at a price of like $250 a share. And come this July 1st, you have set aside $10,000. You will buy $10,000 worth of stock at $250 a share, which you can immediately turn around and sell for whatever the current stock price is, which right now is like $480, $490.
So
It's good.
here's
It's a good,
it's like free money basically,
it's
as
like
long
free
as
money. It's a good way to get equity. It's a good way to, we call them long-term incentives. You have short-term incentives, which are things like commission and an annual incentive plan, bonuses, basically. You have a long-term incentive, which is equity. This company in Utah, according to our multiple sources who do not know each other, so that it's independently confirmed, offered this type of plan to their employees. And the company only is relatively young in terms of being public. And so when it went public and people first came into this plan, they were locked in at a price of, we'll say, $9 a share. And now it's like $60 a share, whatever it may be. And people are ready to get some stock through this plan and make quite a bundle. The stock's up 5-6x from what their lock-in price was. So they're like, if they put in 20,000 and they're saying that's going to turn into 120,000, they're thinking about some home improvement projects. They're thinking about maybe buying a boat. They might be paying for their child's education. They might be paying off some significant debt. There's a number of things that they could be talking about doing until this company, according to multiple sources, says, oh, we don't have enough shares available. We're going to refund the money you set aside, and we're only going to let you buy 30% of what you were planning on. And this, to me, if this happened to me, it would be like a kick in the groin. And my question is, what's the right thing to do in this situation if you are an executive?
But not like the CEO, like you're like a
Well, I guess I will. I mean, people can figure out who this is pretty quick by the clues that we're dropping. But as far as I know, the CEO of this company owns a vast majority of the stock, which isn't typical.
yeah.
Most public companies, the CEO doesn't own 50% of the stock, let alone
Right.
60, 70, 80. In
Um,
my opinion,
yeah.
I don't know how it works. I don't know how it would work legally. But if it were me, assuming there's no legal barriers to doing this, and I were a majority shareholder, I would be saying this shouldn't be an issue. Don't even send out an email saying that this is an issue. I will give the needed amount of shares to the company to take care of this. It's up in the air, like what caused this problem, whether it was
Yeah.
a clerical error, whether it was, what it may have been. Doesn't matter. You had employees who were counting on something that was going to have a material fiscal impact on their life, and they were planning on this, and you yank the rug out from under them. You need to find a
Yeah.
way to make it right, if not
Yeah.
legally, ethically.
So I mean, there are a few things that you can maybe do. I don't know how viable any of these are. I am not a financial professional. In fact, I'm out of my depth even even at this level of the conversation. First, I want to say I don't think we have any indication that this was malicious, that this was some kind of a
No, all
like.
indications are it was a clerical error.
So I will say that. So some things that could be done. I mean, I do think that it's a really, I mean, it's an unfathomably bad look for your hardworking employees, to basically what's happening here is you've said, here's a bonus, and then you've taken that bonus away. And that's just like, you can't do that. Some options, I don't know if this can be like punted down the road. Could this be a thing where they say, all right, we're gonna make this right over the course of several quarters or several, maybe even years. Obviously not perfect. Like, you've got assets and liabilities that you have to account for. You've got this would have to be debt probably on their books, right? Because they've got all this money that they've essentially withheld from employees that they were entitled to. But that is one possible option that could help make things right. I mean, there needs to be some kind of a gesture. Another would be, I don't know how feasible this is, but again, just throwing it out there as, no bad ideas in brainstorming. Make cash payments in the equivalent amount that the stock would have been worth, based on the difference. So in your example, if $20,000 was going to become $120,000, pay out you got the 30%, and then with the other 70%, just pay it out in cash at the current stock price. That's obviously going to be a fair amount of money, although I don't think this is a company with tens of thousands of employees. It's probably in the thousands. But that's still 1,000 times 100,000 is still plenty of money. And then the other possibility, I guess, would be issue more stock. I think that's a thing you can do, but I don't know. It's a really fascinating. I've never heard anything like this before.
Let's look in at one view of this scenario.
Flip out? No, nobody's gonna flip out. We're gonna have a wonderful Christmas.
What the hell do you want?
I have a delivery for Clark W. Grisman. I was supposed to deliver it yesterday, but it fell between the seats. I didn't see it. I'm sorry. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I can't believe it.
What is it? A letter confirming your reservation at the Nut House?
It's from my company.
Your bonus.
My bonus.
Open it, Clarky. Open it.
Yeah, I hope it's a fortune, Clark.
You do, Eddie?
Oh.
I was afraid. I'm sorry.
Are you gonna bawl all over it, or are you gonna open it?
Oh, I was gonna wait till tomorrow to tell you all this, but what the heck? With this bonus check, I'm putting in a swimming pool.
That's it. That's the big one.
Open it.
I'm sorry if I've been a little short with everyone lately. I've been waiting for this bonus. To make sure the pool goes in as soon as the ground thaws, I had to lay out the money in advance. And until this little miracle arrived, I didn't have enough in my account to cover the check I wrote.
Tear the slip rope then, Dad. Yeah. Drum roll.
If there's enough left over, I'm going to fly you all down here to help us dedicate it.
I can't swim, Clark.
I know that, Eddie. Hey. Oh. Hey.
Oh. Clark, what's wrong? Honey?
Clark just found out that he was only getting 30% of his ESPP.
Very nice. Was it Cheese of the Month Club? What was
Jelly of the Month Club.
Jelly of the Month.
It's the gift that keeps on giving all year round, Ben.
Oh man.
But that's That's the exact scenario that's going through my head when I heard this thing that happened with this Utah company that people may have been putting in a swimming pool. Literally, someone may have put in a deposit for a swimming pool. They find
So
out this money is not coming.
now hang on. Hang on 1 second. So I am not the model example of what I'm about to say, but Clark is not, I mean, writing the check before you have the money, you are kind of asking for trouble. If you're making non-refundable deposits on swimming pools or boats or what have you, and you're counting on ESPP to provide
No
that
way, man. No
What?
way.
we have a disagreement. This is not surprising.
Your company's stock purchase plan, you think that's pretty reliable. Like that's money that's coming into the pocket. You don't expect to get the email that says you're not getting this money. We made a mistake.
You don't, but the value of the stock, like you don't know what could happen. The market could crash. You could miss a quarter horribly and have to adjust your guidance down. Like there are all kinds of things that
No. So at worst with an exploit, if all I have is for references, Adobe.
Sure.
You lock in at 15% below the price at whatever time.
They don't all do this, but let's assume that
if our stock for some reason crashes and the sell price is lower than my lock-in price, I buy in at 15% below the current sell price. So I'm still making, at worst case scenario, 17.5% on my money.
Sure.
I don't need to do the math. I'm not going to do the math for you folks there. Most people say you're going to make 15% on your money, worst case. And I'm like, no, it's 17.5%. You don't know math. Okay,
let's not get into the math of it. That's fair, but let's say the lock-in price was $10. Let's say there's a crash, or that particular stock crashes. Now it's worth even $15. Like, so you're making some money. It's still some. If you were what I'm getting at is, if you were banking on it being worth 100 or 80 or 60 or whatever it was before it, I mean, and obviously that's a massive crash. We're talking about like 90% of its value, but still, I think, like, within reason, it's fine. If you're putting $20,000 in, that money's coming back to you at 17% or 17.5% gain. Sure, that's fine. But anything above that, I feel like you're taking a risk, and there is always the possibility that the stock won't bear out the gains that you're expecting, and it's just a risk that you take, is all. And some risks are good. It's fine if that's what you want to do. It is worth noting also that what I think we've heard, correct me if I'm wrong, is that it's not that the money that these employees contributed is gone. It will be paid back to them as cash.
What they contributed will, yes.
Right.
But the gains.
The gain,
you,
right,
you know all about gains, Ben Gaines.
Exactly. But there will be a gain. It just won't be as big. So they'll have the 30% at whatever gain. So if it was $10 up to 50 or whatever. So for that 30%, there'll be a massive 500% gain, or whatever. And then there'll be a zero gain. Maybe you could argue a negative gain on the rest, because it's money that these people couldn't have invested, weren't able to invest during that purchase period. But either way, they're getting that money back. So it'll be, you could do the math: 30% at 500 plus 70% at zero. There's a, zero. There's an amount, and there is a gain there. It's just certainly not what it should have been. It should have been, we should have been talking about a $20,000 contribution turning into $120K or $150K or whatever it was.
Fair.
That boy is good. God damn, that boy can sing.
You must be crazy.
He good.
You must be crazy.
I like this with the movie clips.
Yes, I'm slowly adding them in. Well, so we share some thoughts on that topic. Speaking of risk, and by the way, hi Bob in the chat.
Hi, Bob.
Speaking of risk, Dogecoin.
Yeah.
Have we talked about Dogecoin?
Not on here, I don't think.
Is anyone in the chat in Dogecoin? And if you are, would you like to come on and I'll put in the link in the chat. Would love to live vicariously through you and your Dogecoin investment. If you'd like to come on and talk to us, just click this link.
I have a small position in Dogecoin.
Give us a sense of like how small. Number of zeros.
Why don't I tell you? Why don't I tell you how many Dogecoins I have, and that will suffice.
Okay.
So 2,400 Dogecoins.
Okay.
Comes out to something like
you're sitting at about $1,500 right now.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm thinking I don't want to download Robinhood again because I think they're criminal, and they demonstrated that again this week.
What happened this week? Here's some business news. What happened this week?
Dogecoin spiked again. It got up to
right. They shut down.
You couldn't trade it.
Yep. I did see that.
Iron Mike Tython says he's investing $50 tomorrow, but you don't want to hear about that. Why wouldn't we want to hear about that? So I'm looking here. I placed an order for Dogecoin in, let's see, how much did I? No, that was Bitcoin.
This is a sad story.
$1,375.96 on January 29th. Let's look here. January 29th. Let me show my screen so we can.
Yeah, this chart is insane.
So January 29th, where are you? This actually triggers my anxiety big time. So it was basically 3 cents. So we're going to call it 1375. 1375 divided by 3 cents. That's 45,833 Dogecoin. Right now it's 63 cents.
So
I would have turned to be $28,875.
Yeah.
I hate myself.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Ty, it's not like I've been sitting on these 2,400 Dogecoins for long. I did so back when the whole Wall Street bets thing was happening. Was that January? Really?
That was that. Yep, that was back then.
Man, I day traded it and made like $100 or something, and then I did it again a few weeks ago, and did a little better, but not. We're not talking life-changing money. I'm always on this topic on Twitter. 99.9% of the people who are talking about Dogecoin are like, what was the username? Iron Mike Tython.
Yeah, Iron Mike Tython is investing 50 tomorrow.
I appreciate that. We're throwing $50 in here and there. $100, a couple $100. Scott Gerard, who you and I both know, a local Utah radio personality, tweeted the other day that he put a small amount into Dogecoin probably back in January to help teach his kids about investing and the concept of markets going up and down. And some would argue, some have argued that is not really investing; it's speculation. But neither here nor there. And he said, my kids are asking what color yacht we're going to buy, but I don't have the heart to tell something like this, that I don't have the heart to tell them that all we can do is get into Disney World for a day. So like, I'm sure there are people, hardcore crypto hedge fund people, who are making millions and millions of dollars trading Dogecoin, but $28,000 like that.
You could
not
rent a yacht. And in fact, I advise renting a yacht. Same thing with a plane. There's an old saying I can't repeat on here, but you're better off renting anything that flies or floats.
Yeah, I definitely have no interest in buying a boat or a private jet. Not that I will ever.
You
be
could a
able to
houseboat on Lake Powell, though, as long as that still exists, would be a fun thing.
Memes are not a sound investment model. So a couple fun facts about Dogecoin. The co-creator of Dogecoin, Jackson Palmer, works for Adobe, works sort of with me and Tyler. I've
Still,
met him once.
If I were him, I'd be cashing out and retiring.
I'd be absolutely gone. Are you kidding? He's got, I don't know how many Dogecoin he's got, but plenty to retire. So we may be seeing a LinkedIn update from him in not too long. But the thing about memes not being a sound investment strategy, totally accurate. This is not like cryptocurrency may have actual value. Actual value. It's hard to see Dogecoin falling into that category, except that it is a big enough deal now. I think just the brand has gotten big enough that I think I saw that, I think it was an MLB ticket. Like MLB had processed its first Dogecoin transaction. It's the
number 4 in terms of market cap. Is the number 4 cryptocurrency.
That's insane.
I'm getting behind Bitcoin, Ethereum, and
can you imagine being Jackson Palmer? Like, you create this thing in 2014 or so, and it does absolutely nothing. It has a little heyday back in 2016 when cryptocurrency had its first moment, but then it falls off the table, and it's 2 cents or 1 cent or something for years, and you're just sitting on millions of these coins that are worth nothing. And then all of a sudden, Wall Street Bets thinks it's cute to invest in the Doge, and now you're like a billionaire overnight because you created this cryptocurrency based on a meme. I mean, what a time to be alive.
Yeah, now so Elon Musk, who's one of the pumpers and dumpers of Dogecoin, is going to host Saturday Night Live this week.
Yes, very controversial.
And presumably Dogecoin will spike. My fear for all the owners of Dogecoin is that you have 10 people, 10 wallets, as they call them, hold more than half of all the Dogecoin. Jackson may be one of those. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, he definitely is.
If that's the case, then he at minimum has like $1 billion. By the way.
Yeah,
but
he's got to get out.
If it spikes on Saturday Night Live and those people decide they want to cash out, that thing will plummet like a rock to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up. I hadn't made the connection. I mean, it's obvious now that you say it, but I hadn't made the connection between the current spike and Elon hosting Saturday Night Live. But what is this world that we live in where a renegade maverick CEO hosts a late night sketch show and creates billionaires out of a handful of people in the process? Like, I don't know, man. I
actually might vomit now. I downloaded Robinhood and looked at my full history.
Yeah.
And on July 9th, 2020, I sold 160,000 Doge for $722. That would be worth 104,000 right now.
Oh my goodness. Ty. If it makes you feel any better, which it won't, because that's a crazy amount of money.
Oh my God.
What?
On July 9th, I sold 244,000 Doge for $1,000.
Did you? Okay. Yeah. I once owned 2.5 Bitcoin back when they were affordable. So, that's 125, roughly $125,000 I don't have today. Wait, no, my math is wrong. No, that's right. More than that. More than that.
I
Yeah.
hate everything.
On that note,
Oh man, I think we might need to wrap up. I'm gonna go cry into my pillow.
please don't. I'm sending you a hug. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. That money, I know you could have had it, but like it wasn't real money. It's unrealized gains are not. It's not real money, man. What would be tragic would be if you had that money and you lost it. That's what you don't want to do. But we can definitely. I'm first musical act. Iron Mike, first musical act. Who's the musical guest?
Is it his girlfriend?
Oh, I don't know. That would be weird. All right, but we should wrap up.
Miley Cyrus.
What's that?
Miley Cyrus.
Okay.
Yeah. Fun talking to you. We miss Jason. We hope he's well.
Yes.
We appreciate everyone dropping by the chat. Hey, before we go, I think we might have some audience here that wasn't here before. And so it is worth mentioning again that we're doing a giveaway. So let me share. What's that?
I was just singing giveaway.
Speaking of Doge, is this a Doge?
It is. I mean, it is a Shiba Inu, right?
I wanted a Shiba Inu so bad, but then I found out that they would like almost certainly kill my cats. Oh. So I was advised not to get a Shiba Inu.
They're great. They're great pets, but yeah, that sounds like not a good match for you, Ty. So take everyone through the giveaway again.
Yeah, and by the way, thank you. Iron Mike Tython followed us just now, so he's in the giveaway. And that's what's important is if you follow us on Twitch, you'll be eligible for this. Every 50 followers we get, we're going to give away a year subscription to an Adobe Creative Cloud solution. So if you want that Photoshop, that Illustrator, whatever it may be, you get a pick. Makes a great gift if you already have it. I know many people I know get full access to the Creative Cloud through the university. So you may want to give this to mom, give them Lightroom, whatever. You got a lot of options. You get it for a year. It's good value. We're going to give away one of those for every 50 followers we get. When we get 500 followers, we'll give away a full year of the full Adobe Creative Cloud. It's worth almost 1,000 bones. So you're going to be in every drawing. Like if you're an early adopter, like Iron Mike Tython, then you're in 10 drawings. It's going to be great. You're going to have really good odds. Better odds than getting paid out if you work at this Utah County company we were talking about. But just follow us. Tell your friends. We need audience. We need the validation. So come with us.
We crave it. All right.
Any final thoughts?
No. No. I'm excited to do this again next week with Jason and let's see what happens this weekend with Saturday Night Live.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We hope Jason is well. We miss him. We'll see him again next week. And hope everyone has a great rest of this week. Take care and be safe.
Later, everyone.